Hello Standard 8, your Arun sir, going to teach biology, a new chapter, chapter 18, health organization, and it is part 1. Dear children, we are going to discuss about the health organization. We must remain healthy, and in the hygiene chapter, it was discussed how you can remain healthy. Now, and the definition of good health, you have understood. If a person is physically, mentally, as well as socially well-being, then the person is called as healthy person. Means the person must be physically, means no disease, mentally and socially well-being. That is called health, good health. And in India, health problem is a common problem. People are living here and there, and they have got different types of health problem. Now first we will discuss what are the common health problems in India and where the person are, where the population is found in India or where the people are living. That part is important. So first thing, the people are living in big cities. Okay, people are living in big cities. And what is the problem with big cities? Overcrowded, multi-storied building, many vehicles. What do you think? All will not create health problem? Yes. So, people are living in big cities. Next, where the people are living? Small towns, and it is less crowded. Comparing to big cities, the small towns are less crowded. And then, living in village, they are doing agricultural work or fishing or cottage industry, and less population comparing to a small town is there in village. Remote area means you are knowing tribal people, they are living inside the forest, far from the cities and towns. Those areas are called as remote areas. Or the people are living in slum dwellings. Slum, jhuggi jhopdi, means poor people can't afford to live in big cities. So outside the cities, they make a jhuggi jhopdi and live there. So this is the place where the people are living, means habitat of the people is big cities, a small town, village, remote areas or the slum. And what do you think, that all will have the same health problem? No. Health problem depends on the habitat. Health problem depends on the habitat, means where the people are living. The health problem of big cities is quite different from the health problem of the village people, villagers. So, that part is clear. Now, let us discuss about the health problems. Okay, first is food and waterborne disease. Food and waterborne diseases. What are food and waterborne diseases? Diseases which are caused due to contaminated food and water. And which are the diseases which are caused by contaminated food and water? Yes, there may be diarrhea. See the spelling of diarrhea. DIARRHOEA. Diarrhea. Food and waterborne disease. Gastroenteritis. Enteritis. This is also food and waterborne disease. Typhoid, dysentery, typhoid, dysentery, cholera. These diseases are the food and waterborne disease. Once more, try to understand. Food and waterborne diseases are diarrhea. These are the examples: gastroenteritis, typhoid, dysentery, cholera. And other is insect-borne diseases, insect or airborne diseases. Insect or airborne diseases means due to insect many diseases can occur. Many diseases are airborne, as this tuberculosis, the germs passes through the air. So this part is clear. Some diseases may be due to some minerals lacking or present in water. For example, one disease, bone will bend due to presence of arsenic in water. In some tube wells or wells, arsenic is present in the water, and that is not good for health. Some diseases may occur due to sewage. Untreated sewage are there. So such type of problem is there. Means if diseases causes are either they are food or waterborne or insect or airborne diseases. That part is clear. Now, who is concerned for the good health? We must be take care of ourselves for good health, maintaining good health. Other than ourselves, two international organizations are there. So, two international bodies are there. Two international organizations is there which are concerned with the good health of the people of the world, and they are, one is Red Cross and other is WHO, World Health Organization. So we will discuss these two organizations, international organization, their function, their activities in detail. Now first coming to the Red Cross Society. Red Cross. Okay. It is national or international body? Both. National as well as international. It is national as well as international body. Okay, agency. What is the function of Red Cross? What is the function of Red Cross? The function of Red Cross is to perform activity which should prevent or remove human suffering. Perform activities listen, the function of Red Cross is to perform activities which should prevent, means stop, which should prevent or remove human suffering. Understood or not? That the function of Red Cross Society is to perform activities which should prevent or remove human suffering. One question arises, during war, this Red Cross Society can work or not? Yes, even including during the war times also, including during war times, whether friends or enemies, doesn't matter for Red Cross. They can go to the battlefield, and they can take care of the wounded soldiers. Very clear or not? So that is clear that function of Red Cross Society is to perform activities which should prevent or remove human suffering, including during war times. It is the main function of the Red Cross Society. Now, when it was founded in 1864. One important question: when this Red Cross Society was founded? It was founded in 1864. It is an international as well as national body, and it was founded in 1864. Now, one important question: emblem of Red Cross Society. Emblem of Red Cross Society. And you are knowing that emblem of Red Cross Society is red colored cross. Red colored cross painted on a white background. Listen, that part is important. Red colored cross. This way. Red colored cross, and it should be painted on a white background. This part is important, that painted on a white background. If you will not write this, you will get no mark. So what is the emblem of Red Cross Society? The emblem of Red Cross Society is red cross painted on a white background. And the functions of the Red Cross Society, that is important, to extend relief and help the victims of any calamity. Any calamity means flood, earthquake, any type of calamity is there, then their function is to go to the people and provide relief. To procure and supply blood. They procure and supply blood to the needy or injured people. Okay, or of any accident. Next, to extend all possible first aid. All possible first aid is provided by the Red Cross Society if an accident takes place. Next is to educate people in accident prevention. They educate the people also that how accident can be prevented, to arrange ambulance for the needy person, and to look after maternal and child welfare centers. In India, the Indian Red Cross Society has also been engaged, and each year 8 May is celebrated as Red Cross Day. 8 May is celebrated as Red Cross Day. Dear children, two international organizations we have to discuss. One is the Red Cross and other is WHO. Once more we will discuss, because in what are the questions related to Red Cross Society, when it was founded, what is the emblem and the functions, main functions, Their activities we will discuss once more. Today in this video till here, and once more I will discuss you the main activities of the Red Cross Society, and then we will discuss the activities of the WHO. Thank you very much.